Israel said today its new offensive is targeting terrorists, hitting sites used by Hamas, the Palestinian militant group that controls Gaza. This is the aftermath of a strike that Hamas claimed killed 4 of its members. But in Khan Yunis, in the southern Gaza Strip today, Palestinian civilians were also caught in the chaos. Officials said 7 people lost their lives, a red line Hamas warned Israel not to cross. There's been a surge in rocket attacks from Gaza following the kidnapping and murder of 3 Jewish teenagers last month. Their disappearance prompted an Israeli security crackdown and seems to have provoked the revenge killing of a Palestinian youth last week. Sirens sounded today in Tel Aviv, deep inside Israel, where the rockets were intercepted by the country's Iron Dome anti-missile system. In Sderot, just 2 miles from Gaza, rocket attacks have been a part of life for over a decade. To help relieve the tension, Rotam Timsit organised a children's party today outside the town's library, which also serves as a bomb shelter. Like many Israelis, she's given up hope of achieving peace and believes strikes in Gaza may be the only way of guaranteeing her security.
The Middle East launched at least 160 strikes on the Gaza Strip. The Middle East on the brink. Hamas responding with just 4 rockets overnight. One of Hamas's rockets, an M302, just like the missile shipment Israel intercepted from Iran 4 months ago, leading Israel's defense force to believe Iran is supplying Hamas with weaponry. On Tuesday, the border between Israel and the Gaza Strip illuminated by the flames of war. Video released by the Israeli military reportedly shows various Hamas militants stealthily emerging from the Mediterranean Sea, guns in hand, ready to attack. The next shot shows Israeli soldiers crouching in wait, firing at their incoming enemies. Targeted rocket attacks then reportedly eliminating the other Hamas militants. 5 in all were killed.
They came to the wrong beach party. They should have stayed on their own side of the fence. They paid dearly for this.
Relentless sirens echoing the battle cries of Hamas and Israel.
Let's go. Inside. We're going to get inside. Get inside.
My own crew and myself running for shelter at the sound of the sirens in western Israel on Tuesday afternoon. Many moments of normalcy cut short. One Jewish wedding in Israel interrupted by air raid sirens. The bride seen crouching in fear at the altar as the ground shakes, then running down the aisle with her wedding guests seeking cover. Even if Hamas pulls back, Israel says it's not backing down.
We're beyond that point now. Hamas are going to pay for the attacks.
Israelis running for shelter in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, seeking safety from Hamas rockets launched from Gaza, now a daily occurrence across Israel.
No country on earth would remain passive in the face of hundreds of rockets fired on its cities, and Israel is no exception.
Israel calculates there are 10,000 rockets in Gaza in the hands of various terrorist groups.
The amount of rockets that we're seeing come out of Hamas and the Gaza Strip is really kind of alarming. They're launching salvos of 40 at a time, over 100 a day.
A huge worry, the Hamas rocket called the M302. With a range of about 100 miles, it allows Hamas to reach deeper into Israel than ever before. Israel says Hamas is getting outside help. In March, Israeli forces stopped a ship containing M302s that the Israelis said came from Iran and were headed for Gaza. Several rockets are also locally produced in Gaza. Israeli airstrikes now aiming at rocket launch sites, production factories, and other militant targets. Israel's main defense? This system called the Iron Dome. Strategically placed units around Israel launch missiles against incoming rockets that appear headed for population centers. So far, Israel says it's worked well much of the time, but Hamas is looking for vulnerability.
I think what they're trying to do is fire as many as they can in a short period of time because that overwhelms the Iron Dome sensors.
The U.S. has already spent nearly $900 million on Iron Dome, just part of the $3 billion in U.S. funding for Israel's defenses. The Pentagon is keeping a close eye on whether Israel will launch a ground incursion into Gaza. U.S. officials say it's not clear.